Sweep the leg.
What is happening, good people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're back here, Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. I believe this is episode number 11. And in the last episode, we did our first barn find and our first full restoration of a little Honda Civic, and it was pretty cool. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it was our first one. And here at Route 66 Autos, we have now expanded into fixing cars for customers and also auto restoration. We can't fit it on the sign, but we're doing it. And speaking of restoration, we still have this other car we found in the last episode. It's like a 50s Chevy, and we can totally restore this from a hunk of crap to an absolute beautiful machine, and we are going to do that in today's episode. But before we do this, we have to start off each episode going to the junkyard and seeing if there is some diamond in the rough. Let's go. All right, here we are back at the junkyard. I tell you what, I love coming here, and I think we're going to do every episode. We're going to start off with a run to the junkyard, and let's just see if there's any cool cars that we can find in here. It's random every time you come. It's like Christmas morning. You never know what you're going to find under the tree, unless you didn't have a tree, or unless you don't celebrate Christmas. In that case, you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. What is this? Looks like a Dodge Challenger. And it is Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. It is not the wide body. And if you take a look at this, the buy price is $14,000. We're going to be about $2,000 in the hole because the car value is only $12,118. That is one of the perks that we picked up a couple episodes ago. And the car's not in the greatest condition. I tell you what, we're going to leave it right here, and we're going to try and find something a little bit more special. Oh, wow. Speaking of special, look at this. Part of the DLC content, it's a 67 Mercedes-Benz. What a cool car. Now this one, about the same buy price and estimated car value, so that is pretty cool. But I don't know if that's the car that we want to bring back. I mean, we could do some quick flips and make some cash on it, but we need to save our money for the restoration of that Chevy that we have back at the shop. Well, look, I'll tell you what the hell? Let's go ahead and buy it, send it back to the garage. I mean, look, you only live once, right? Got to buy these cars when the opportunity presents itself. And speaking of opportunity, looks like we got a little BMW up here. Or it could be a Honda Civic. That's fine. I mean, look, they look the same, right? Maybe? No? Okay. All right, we're not going to buy this one. $5,400. We're going to be in the hole about $500 there for any kind of quick flip. Here is a cool Mustang. Taking a look, Mustang Fastback. And this one is $5,245. We can make some money on this doing a quick flip. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and do it. $5,000, you can't beat that. Bam, there we go. Car is bought, put it back in the garage. We'll do some quick flips on those, and we will continue to walk through these hunks of crap and search for our diamond in the rough. And take a look at this, a Bolt Cape MK4. And that is a big boat. This one's only $4,700. Tell you what, it is missing a whole bunch of stuff inside and a lot of the bits and pieces in the engine. So we are going to leave this here for right now. Don't want to spend too much time flipping these cars in this episode because we do have the full restoration to get to. All right, walking back through this junkyard, I don't think there's any more options for us. Oh, look at this. Here is an old Porsche. Now this doesn't have anything in it. No seats, no steering wheel. I mean, it's got a lot of the engine in there though. I mean, a 93 Porsche 911, that is a really cool car. It's got the B6 M64 engine in there. No swap options. Wow, $18,000. Sheesh. That is a lot of money for this car. But how much money can we make for a full restoration on this bad boy? Well, I'll tell you what. We're buying it, putting it in the garage. I mean, you can't resist an old Porsche. Let me know in the comments down below, can you resist an old Porsche? All right, no more cars that I see here. So I'm gonna look through some of these piles of junk, try and find some rims and body parts where we can make some money, and we'll see you back at the garage. All right, back here at the garage, we've got some of these junkers sitting out front. Going inside, we got that Porsche sitting there on the lift. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go into the repair tables, repair all the junk that we bought at the junkyard, fix it up and sell it, and we'll be right back. All right, we've repaired all the bits and pieces that we brought back. Bank account now up to $46,158. And let's go around the corner here. And that's the, oh my God, we came out the wrong door. Wow. Hey, look, getting some extra steps in, that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and flip these two junkers. First things first, examination mode. We are almost at level 15. And once we get up to level 15, we are going to be able to go to the auctions. And that's pretty exciting. All right, examination mode is done on this thing. Not sure if we have any seats or steering wheels in our inventory. All right, we do have a steering wheel. Let's pop that in there. And we don't have any seats. That is all right. Let's go ahead and move this thing into the car wash. All right, we're washing her up. Man, what a cool old Mercedes this thing is. And wow, what an ugly green color that is. I mean, who would paint a classic Mercedes a bright green color? Not me. All right, detailing the interior. I mean, not much of an interior. All right, let's go ahead and move the car onto a car lift. There it is, up on the car lift. Let's grab the welder. All right, we're gonna weld this thing up here. $2,000 for the welder, and that's fine. We're gonna make a profit here on this vehicle. And there we go, that's more like it. A nice little brown bronze color. All right, we're gonna sell it for $18,342. Got a pretty good profit in there. Let's go ahead and sell it. All right, bam, that car is gone. And we are back outside to this Mustang. And same thing, examination mode, and we'll move it into the car wash. All right, Mustang's in the car wash, getting washed. Get some of that filth and grime off of it. Looks like it might be a blue color underneath there. We're gonna detail the interior. And now that that's done, we're gonna move it into the garage. All right, here it is. Mustang's in the garage. Let's grab the welder and weld it on up. We go 1,300 bucks. This thing is being welded, and wow, that's a really cool blue color. Oh, and it's got white stripes. Blue with the white stripes. That's a pretty cool look. Let's go ahead and move the welder back and take a look at what we got to sell this baby for. All right, selling it for $9,181. Not a big profit, but let's get rid of it. Bam, there it goes. And just trying to make a little bit of profit, and that's it. Those are the only quick flips that we're gonna do. If we go back in here into this Porsche, this probably gonna be a bigger job. We're gonna go into examination mode and examine it, and then we are gonna move it to the car wash, and we'll probably sit it outside while we do the Chevy's restoration. All right, Porsche's in the car wash. We examined it. Now we're just getting all of this dirt off. And man, that is a rusty hunk of crap. Let's go ahead and do the interior. No seats, no steering wheel. This kind of green color under here. There's white. All right, Porsche's back in the shop. Let's go ahead and weld it up. $2,250 to weld this thing. And man, it's not looking too bad. A lot of bits and pieces missing, but there is a lot of this engine in there. And that's a good sign if we want to do this as a restoration. As of right now, we can sell it for $26,000, make a pretty good profit on it. But I have a feeling if we can just do a little bit more of restoration to it, we can make a big profit. And it's a cool car. So look, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to move this car. We're going to move it over to our second engine bay, and we're going to go out and get the Chevy. And here is our Chevy. Wow, what a cool car. We're going to go ahead and examine the car, move it into the car wash, move it into the garage, and do our full restoration. All right, the Chevy's in the car wash. We're washing it off. I kind of like this rainbow, kind of red, orange, yellow thing going on. I mean, we might just keep that paint style. Look at this thing. What a cool car. Let's go ahead and detail the interior, and then we are going to move it into the shop. And we almost have enough experience to get to level 15. And I'd imagine we're going to hit level 15 as we're working on this car. All right, first things first, when we're working on a car, going to make sure our inventory is cleaned up. And then we're going to get these wheels and tires off. And wouldn't you know it, the first stuck nut of the episode. A round of applause for that stuck nut. Let's lube it up. All right, we're going to get all of these wheels and tires off and then lift the car up, see what we're working with. All right, wheels and tires are off. Let's lift it up. I don't know if there's any oil in there, but we're going to go ahead and drain it out just in case. I mean, you never want to get charged an extra $50 just for spilling oil on your face. All right, no oil in it. Let's go ahead and put this back. All right, first things first, let's get under here. Let's rip all the suspension and the exhaust out. We'll see what we can repair and what we have to buy new. We'll lade the brakes, and then we'll probably take a look at the engine. All right, we ripped off the rear suspension, all of the exhaust work, and we also got the gearbox off so we can get prepared to take the engine out in a little bit. We reached level 15 while we were doing that, so let's go into the toolbox. Looks like we have 5 skill points to use. Now, it would be nice to keep saving money and going up this skill tree. It's a 5% discount on parts you buy. So that's what we're going to do. Let's use all these skill points, save some more money. And I think we're going to finish out this skill tree when we reach level 16, and then we can start doing these other skill trees because they're basically just for aesthetics. All right, while we're in the toolbox, let's look at some of the things that we have yet to buy. We've got our dyno, which is $20,000. We've got salvaging, which I'm still not quite sure what salvaging does. I'm going to have to figure that out eventually. And then we've got Paint Shop Level 2, $7,500. And that is pretty cool. Something that we are going to purchase right now. Bam! Paint Shop Level 2 has been acquired. And that's just going to give us some more paint options when we're painting our cars. Paint Shop Level 3, also $7,500. And you know what? Why the hell not? Let's go ahead and splurge. Paint Shop Level 3 has been acquired. Our bank account's down to $53,000. It's going to be plenty of money to finish this restoration, and we are going to have some really cool paint options going forward. We're going to hold off on the dyno center, and we're also going to hold off on salvaging for right now. All right, let's finish ripping apart this suspension. All right, front suspension has been ripped out. We have to separate the shock absorbers that we pulled off. And not going to be able to repair these at the repair table, but we will buy some new ones to put on. There we go, that's all taken care of. And let's go to the repair table and let's see what we can repair with the suspension and exhaust stuff. All right, there it is. We fixed most of the pieces. We only had one fail. Tell you what, you get into a zone when you're doing multiple things like that. And let's go over here and lathe the brakes. Looks like both of the discs that came off the front we can take care of. Now the ones in the back, we're gonna have to buy new brake drums there because you can't lade those. All right, while the brakes are being laid, let's go ahead and clear out our shopping list. And we're going to go into our inventory in just a second. And we're going to see what parts we need to buy and what parts have been fixed. There we go. Brake is off. All right, now here's the trick of a fast restoration. Go into your inventory and all of the bits and pieces that are yellow, orange, or red, just add them to the shopping list. Those are the pieces that we're going to have to purchase, and everything else will have been fixed enough that it'll be okay. All right, that's it. We've gone through all the inventory. We've added stuff to the shopping list. Now, the only thing we have to do is buy all the stuff on the shopping list. You just go right down the list, and we're going to buy all of this stuff. All right, all the pieces have been bought. Let's go over here to the spring puller, and let's join up our suspension pieces so that we can just install them when we need them. All right, there we go. Now we're going to put all of the suspension and exhaust pieces back that we can, and then we will get into the engine. All right, all the suspension and exhaust work is put back on, except for a couple of the front exhaust pipes, because we can't put those on in order to get the engine out. And let's go ahead and lower the car down here. And man, this is exciting, pulling the engine out of the car. We need our little engine crane. Let's go over here and grab that. Man, there's nothing more exciting than pulling these engines out, especially when you can swap them out. Let's go ahead and use this engine crane. Uh-oh. Bruh. We have to remove the front exhaust section. Oh, look at this hiding right there. We gotta lift the car up in order to get it off. Crap. Well, that's okay. Not all restorations go smooth as butter. I don't even know what that means. All right, here it is. Front exhaust section. Let's take that off. Now we can set the car down and we can pull the engine out of it. All right, the engine is pulled out of the car. Well, let's go ahead and put the engine on this engine crane. Bam, there it is. Boy, that is a rusty hunk of crap right there. I tell you what we're going to do, same thing as the suspension. We're going to rip this thing down to the bare bones, see what we can repair, and then build it from the ground up. That is pretty exciting. But before we do that, we have to get into our inventory and get rid of all of the things that we had in there that we replaced so we don't get confused. At least this is something that I have to do so I don't get confused. Make sure not to sell these wheels and tires. All right, and it looks like that is it. Well, you know, it just occurred to me. I forgot to put the front suspension back on. Duh. Geez, I did all the rear suspension and exhaust work, but I didn't put the front suspension back together. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, it looks like we got to get underneath the car to do the rest of that stuff. So let's go ahead and lift the car up, finish up putting back all the front suspension pieces. All right, there is the front suspension back in place. We can go ahead and lower the car down and let's go finish this engine. All right, we've cleaned out our inventory. Let's start ripping this thing apart. All right, there it is. The engine is completely ripped apart. You know what we got to do. Go to the repair table, repair all the parts that we can, and let's see how we do. All right, that is it. We've repaired all that we can repair in the engine. And let's go ahead and into the inventory. We're going to mark all of the pieces that are yellow, orange, and red as pieces that we need to buy. And then as we start putting this engine back together, obviously we're going to be missing some pieces. All right, we added a bunch of pieces to the shopping list. Now we're just going to go through here and we're going to buy all of the pieces and then put this engine back together. All right, we got all the pieces bought. Let's go ahead and put this engine back together. Any of the pieces that we're missing, we'll just go ahead and buy them on the fly. And man, we are on our way to completing this engine. All right, there it is. There is the completed engine, and isn't she a beauty? Wow. Let's go ahead and take this off the engine stand. There we go. Now we are carrying around a pretty heavy engine, but we're strong here. Route 66 Auto. All right, before we put the engine in, we're going to go into the engine cavity, and we're going to see what needs to be put in here, like the battery, stuff like that. And then we'll get the engine in. All right, so it looks like everything is in the engine compartment. We put back in all the bits and pieces, all the fuses and the fuse box and the radiator and all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and put the engine back in the car. All right, taking a look at the engine, everything is 100%, which is what we'd like to see here at Route 66 Auto. All right, engine is in. Let's get this crane out of the way. Get the hell out of here. All right, look at this beautiful engine. That is awesome. Everything good in the engine compartment. We do have to fill it up with fluids. Let's go ahead and lift it back up, up and away. And let's get under here and put back on the missing exhaust pieces in the gearbox. All right, gearbox going back on. The front exhaust pipes are in. Next thing is this drive shaft. All right, a couple more pieces of front exhaust section going on, and I think we have to put the starter on, which is right there. All right, everything is back in. Starter, gearbox, exhaust, suspension, engine compartment. Let's go ahead and bring this thing down. The only thing left to do is the body work and the wheels and tires. First things first, checking through all the bits and pieces and make sure we didn't forget anything. All right, and I think we are good to go. And let's go ahead and rip this car apart. Try and fix all of the body work that we can. We are going to have to rip out everything. Left tail light, right tail light, all the glass is going to have to be replaced. And there we go. All the body panels. This is the last piece here. Everything's off. Let's go and see what we can repair. Tell you what, a lot of these pieces are not in bad shape. It's going to make it easy for us and save us a ton of money. All right, there we go. Everything's been repaired that we can repair. Let's go ahead and start putting this thing back together. All right, one thing we can't repair are the headlights. So we're going to have to go and buy some new headlights. And while we're in here, we're going to buy all the glass to the car. All right, all the glass has been purchased. Let's go ahead and finish up putting that in, along with a couple miscellaneous body parts. And then we are going to get this thing in the paint shop, and we have got to pick out a design and a paint color, all the fun stuff here that we do at Route 66 Auto. All right, we got to pick out a license plate, and gosh, I don't know. I think with this one, we're going to go with Georgia. Just a plain Georgian license plate going on. The game's going to put some letters on it for us, so we don't have to worry about it. We're not customizing anything right now as far as license plates go. All right, all the glass, all the body panels are done. Let's go ahead and take care of the wheels and tires. All right, once we get the tires separated from the wheels, we can see which wheels we can repair, which ones we're going to have to buy. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have to buy all new tires. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Put them back together. We're going to balance them and put them back on the car. All right, we couldn't repair two of them. So there are two that we're going to buy, size 16, and it's the Rim Classic 09. And as far as the tires go, Vintage Tire Wall B, 215/60 16s. All right, 215/60 16s. We're going to need 4 of those. All right, now let's go out here. We're going to put the tires on, balance them, and get them back on the car. All right, all the wheels and tires have been balanced. Let's go ahead and put them back on the car, and then we are ready to go to the paint shop. Well then, wheels and tires back on the car. And man, this is something special right here. Let's go ahead and check the car status. And let's see, we got the interior steering wheel and the seats left to do. Everything else at 100% on this car. And the one thing that we didn't do is use the welder. Shoot, looks like the frame wasn't in great condition there when we looked at the car status. Let's go ahead and weld it. Just make sure that everything's at 100%. All right, there we go. Everything at 100% except the interior. All right, we're gonna rip all of this out and replace it with brand new stuff. All right, here it is, new stuff going in, new seats, new steering wheel. That is a pretty cool looking steering wheel if you ask me. But nobody's asking me. All right, bam, interior is done. Let's check the car status, everything at 100%. Man, how exciting is this? Let's go ahead and move this car to the paint shop. Yes, fully customized paint shop. We've got all 3 levels, and it looks like we've got some custom paint options. And this is the way it came to us. We've also got this blue. Oh man, that looks really cool too. And I'm kind of liking this, like a star burst, fire burst. I don't even know what the hell you call this. And I like it in blue as well, but I kind of dig the original look. This is how we found it in the barn. I don't know, whoever owned it and stuck it in that barn, it probably meant something to them. And we're gonna fully restore it, and maybe we can sell it back to them. I mean, for a big profit, don't get me wrong here. All right, this is what we're going with. It was the original paint that we found it in. Man, that is awesome looking. We're gonna go ahead and get this back to the shop. But before we get it back to the shop, we're in the test path. We're gonna go ahead and align the wheels, align the headlights, so that way whoever's driving it can see and steer the car right. I mean, very important things when you're talking about driving a vehicle on the highway. There you go. Alignment, headlight alignment, regular alignment, it's all done. This car is ready to go back on the market. But you know what we gotta do? One last detail to shine this puppy up. And man, this is really cool. Perfectly detailed old 50s Chevy. And here we take a look at it, and what a beauty. And that is it. Our second fully restored vehicle. We're gonna put it on the market and see how much money we can actually make. And looks like we're gonna sell it for $86,712. Let's go ahead and do it. Bam, there we go. Bank account up to $123,000, and that is awesome. That is a whole lot of money to be working with. And inside we still have this cool Porsche. And in the next episode, we can come in here, we can start working on this Porsche. And also in the next episode, we're gonna go ahead and tackle the next story mission car. It's a van, and I have a feeling this is gonna be a real big job. So that's what's coming up in the next episode. And thank you all for the love and support. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so that you're notified of all the content coming out. Don't forget, hit that like button. It doesn't even matter if you didn't like the video, you gotta hit the like button. It's part of YouTube rules. And leave your comments down below. Doesn't even matter what you say. But most importantly, thank you for letting me be a part of your day. It means a lot. And we're gonna see you right back here in the next video.